Hello and welcome everyone. My name is Erin. For today's yoga session, um, if you do have any balance issues or standing for long periods of time is uncomfortable for you, I recommend having a chair to start out with. Also, if you have any sensitivity for your knees, make sure you have a blanket or maybe you have a cushioned mat that you use. So go ahead and grab those items, and we will be spending a little time standing, like I said, but not for too long, and then we'll come back down onto our mats. So standing up nice and tall. If you are using a chair, just sitting up nice and tall with your feet flat on the ground. We'll start by lifting up our toes and then fanning them out wide, and then slowly bringing one toe at a time down onto your mat, pressing into your mat firmly, grounding through your feet. This will automatically activate your legs by doing that. We want to give attention to our abdomen, engaging our core muscles here, and then making sure our shoulders are down and away from our ears, and that our head is in a neutral position. And our spine is nice and elongated, almost as if there's a string pulling us from the top of our head all the way to the ceiling. Lastly, let's rotate our arms open so our palms face forward. The theme of today's class is gratitude and just being thankful for being able to move and being here today. If you're comfortable with closing your eyes, you can go ahead and close your eyes. If not, just soften your gaze. We'll start today with setting an intention for your practice. Maybe you use the theme of today's class, gratitude. Maybe it's something else. Something for you, something positive. Whatever you've decided to set for your intention. We'll go ahead and start with our breath. So inhaling through our nose and exhaling through our nose. Do that 2 more times. Nice long inhale and long exhale. Once more. Softly blink your eyes open if you have them closed. On your next inhale, bring your arms up to T. Your arms are straight out, opposite direction of each other, and they're in line with your shoulders. We're going to have our palms facing down. And on an inhale, we're going to rotate our palms forward so that our palms face up. And then as you exhale, you're going to slowly bring your palms and rotate them backwards so that your palms face behind you. Do that a couple more times. Inhale, rotating our arms to face forward. And then exhaling, rotating our arms to face behind us. So it's basically just your palms moving in the opposite direction here. Do it a couple more times. Just waking up the muscles in our arms and in our shoulders here. Exhale, bringing our palms to face behind us. One more time, going each way. Inhaling, palms facing up. Exhaling, palms facing down. And then release your arms by your sides. Inhale, arms come up overhead. Exhale, cactus your arms, bending your arms at your elbows and keeping your arms in line with your shoulders. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, cactus. Do it one more time. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, we'll bring our arms back up. Exhale, we're going to hinge from our hips and slowly bending our knees, coming only halfway forward here. Maybe you stop here with your hands on your shins, or maybe you come all the way down, bringing your hands to the floor. Again, making sure you have a nice bend in your knees here. If there's any tightness along the back side of your legs, bending your knees will help with that. Just letting your head hang heavy. Now, if you're in the chair, you're doing the exact same thing. You're just folding over your legs, maybe folding all the way or just folding part of the way down, using your arms for support here. Wherever you're at, on your next inhale, slowly rolling up, keeping your knees bent, coming all the way up. When your head is up, bring your arms up overhead. Take a breath here. And then exhale, coming back down. Again, slowly folding forward. Again, you can have the option to come halfway, resting your arms on your thighs, or bringing your hands to the floor. Taking a breath here. This time we're going to halfway lift up. So on your inhale, halfway lift up. Maybe you bring your hands to your shins, making sure your back is nice and long. Taking a breath here. And then on your next exhale, folding back all the way down. And then coming all the way down to a tabletop position. So if you were in your chair, you can go ahead and come out of the chair slowly, and then go ahead and set yourself up onto your mat. Now, if you have any knee sensitivity, go ahead and grab your blanket, or if you have a cushion that you use, get that. We'll set up in our tabletop position here. So we have our knees in line with our hips and our arms. We have our shoulders right over our wrist. You can have your feet tucked or untucked, whichever is more comfortable for you. And we will start with a couple of cat-cows here. On an inhale, you're going to drop your belly down, and your tailbone comes up. Your head and chest is forward and up. And then as you exhale, you're going to reverse, bringing your head down between your arms. Your tailbone is tucked, and you round through your spine here. Inhale, bring this back to our cow, dropping our belly down, lifting our head and chest, and our tailbone comes up. Exhale, reversing again, letting our head come down, rounding through our spine, tucking our tailbone. Inhale, coming back to our cow, lifting our head and our chest. One last time, coming back to our cat as you exhale, arching our back. And inhale brings us to our tabletop. Now we'll do a little leg work here. So we're going to bring our right leg back behind us, And then press back, tucking our toes, feeling a nice stretch along the back side of our leg. On inhale, come forward, coming out of that stretch, and then bringing our right leg out to the side, keeping it in line with our hips and our toes pointed forwards in the same direction as our hands. And then as we exhale, we're going to push our hips back, only going as far as it feels good for you. Taking a breath here, feeling a nice stretch along the inside of our leg this time. On your next inhale, coming forward, and then we will do the opposite leg. So bringing our right leg back in line, coming back to our tabletop position, extending our left leg out behind us, tucking our toes, and then pushing back, feeling a nice stretch along the back side of our left leg this time. Taking a couple more breaths here. And then on your next inhale, bringing your right leg back, or your left leg back, and then bringing your left leg out to the side, having your leg in line with your hips and your toes pointed in the same direction as your fingers. On your next exhale, we're going to push back, feeling that nice stretch along the inside of our left leg. Taking a couple more breaths here. And then on our inhale, coming forward and bringing our leg back in line, coming back to our tabletop position. Setting up for thread the needle. We're going to pour our weight onto our left hand as we inhale and bring our right hand up to the ceiling. And then as you exhale, bringing your hand between your left arm and left leg, and slowly coming all the way down, resting your head and shoulder onto your mat. You can keep your left hand right in front of your face for support, or if it feels better for you, you can walk your often works better for you. Feeling a nice stretch along our right shoulder. Now, if you did move your fingers in front of you, bring them back where your hand is right in front of your face. On your next inhale, slowly push up, bringing your arm all the way up. Exhale, bringing your hand back down. We'll pause here, just noticing how you feel, how one shoulder feels different than the other. And then we'll pour our weight into our right hand this time. Inhale, bring our left hand up. And then exhale, bring it through between our right arm, right leg. Slowly bring your head down and walk either leaving your hand in front of your face or walking your hand up in front of you. Remember to breathe here. Feeling that nice stretch on your left shoulder this time. Taking one more full breath here. And then slowly bringing, if you had moved your hand, bringing your right hand in front of your face. And on your next inhale, pushing up from your right hand, bringing your left hand all the way up, and then coming back to our tabletop position here. We're going to bring our hands all the way over to the left side of our mat and slowly bring our right foot forward. Staying low here. We're going to come into a deep lunge. So pushing our hips forward, making sure that our right foot is nice and flat on our mat and that our knee is right in line with our ankle. You can bring your right hand to your right leg and slowly come up. And then if you're comfortable, if you need to support both hands on your leg, that's fine. Or you can inhale, bring your left arm up. And then from here, pushing our hips forward, but only going as far as it feels good for you. Feeling a nice stretch along the left thigh and hip area. Taking a couple more breaths here. Exhale, bringing your hands back down, bringing them on the inside of our right leg, and then slowly swinging our leg around, coming back to our table, walking our hands forward just a little bit so that we're coming to a supported plank pose. And then on your exhale, we're going to lower all the way down, going slowly, coming all the way flat onto the floor. Making sure you have your fingertips right underneath your shoulders and your elbows are coming in towards your body, and then pressing firmly into the tops of your feet. You have your forehead onto your mat. On your inhale, you're going to lift your head and chest up, coming to a low cobra. Take a breath here, and then on your exhale, slowly come all the way back down. Inhale pushes us back up to our tabletop position. And then we'll bring our hands over to the right side of our mat, swinging our left leg forward this time. And then coming back into our deep lunge, bringing our hips forward, making sure our left foot is flat on our mat and that our knee is tracked over our ankle. Again, using your leg for support if needed. On your inhale, slowly come all the way up. You can keep both hands on your leg or inhale, bring your right arm up, whichever is more comfortable for you. Pushing our hips forward, feeling that nice stretch along our right hip and right thigh. Taking a couple more breaths here. And then on your next exhale, coming all the way back down, bringing our hands down, and then bringing our hands to the inside of our left leg, so our hands are over to the right side of our mat. Then slowly bring your leg back behind you. Setting up for our supported plank, so walking our hands forward a little bit. And then as you exhale, slowly lowering all the way down. Setting up for our cobra. Maybe this time you come up a little bit higher. Inhale, shoulders down and back away from your ears. Exhale, all the way down. Inhale brings you back up to our tabletop. Coming back to our lunge, we're going to bring our hands all the way over to the left side, swinging our right foot forward. Again, you have the option to come up with your hands on your legs, or maybe this time on your inhale, you bring both arms up overhead. See how you go. Push your hips forward. Taking a couple more breaths here. Exhale, bringing our left hand down and then rotating our right arm up as we rotate towards the right. Taking a breath here. Exhale, hands come down, bringing them to the inside of our right foot, and then slowly bringing our right foot back around, and then coming forward to our supported plank, and then coming all the way down, back to our cobra. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, coming all the way back down. Inhale, coming back to our tabletop position. Bringing our hands all the way over to the right side. Swinging your left leg forward. Bringing your hips forward. Making sure you have your left foot nice and flat on your mat. Inhale. Maybe you bring both arms up. Maybe you're still using your leg for support, which is fine as well. Pushing our hips forward. Continue breathing here. If you do have your arms up overhead, making sure you're not crowding your ears with your shoulders. On your exhale, bringing your right hand down and then slowly rotating towards your left, bringing your left arm up to the ceiling. Taking a couple more breaths here. Exhale, hands come down. Slowly bring your leg back around. Coming back to your supported plank. Slowly lowering all the way down. Inhale, coming back up to your cobra. Exhale, coming all the way down. Inhale, pushing yourself all the way up. This time coming up to our knees. I'm going to turn so that you can see what we're doing here. So coming up on our knees, we're going to extend our right leg out. So keeping it in line with our hips, extending our leg out, toes pointed forward. Inhale, bring your left arm up. And then as you exhale, we're going to reach over to our right side, feeling a nice stretch along the left side of our torso. Continue breathing here. Inhale, coming back up, letting your arm down, and then we'll do it one more time. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale, reach over to your right side. Inhale, coming back. Exhale, letting your hand drop down. And then we'll go to the other side. So bringing your leg back in line. So you're on your knees. And then extending out our left leg, toes pointed forward. Inhale, right arm up. Exhale, going towards your left. Taking a breath here. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, release your arm, and then we'll do it one more time. Inhale, right arm up. Exhale, reaching over to our left side, pulling a nice stretch along the right side of our torso. Inhale brings us back up to center. Exhale, bring your hands down. Bring your leg back in line. And then one last time, we'll come to our supported plank. Walking our hands out in front of us. Slowly coming all the way down. Setting up for our cobra. Maybe you're keeping your cobra low. Maybe you're coming up further. Exhale, coming all the way down. Inhale, pushing yourself up, then bringing your big toes together, giving space between your knees, slowly bringing your hips towards your heels, walking your hands out in front of you, and then resting your forehead on your mat, coming to child's pose. And then we'll take 5 breaths here in child's pose. We'll take one more breath. Then on your next inhale, slowly come up. And from here, we'll make our way onto our backs, coming to bridge pose. Coming all the way down onto your backs. Making sure that you have your knees bent. So when you look at your legs, looks like you have 2 11s in front of you. Your feet are flat on the ground. And you want to be able to brush your heels with your fingertips. So if you need to scoot your heels in a little bit more, go ahead and do that. Making sure your low back is on the ground. You can have your arms up, pressing into your elbows, or you could just keep your arms flat on the ground, whichever is more comfortable. On your next inhale, we're going to lift our hips up towards the ceiling. And then continue breathing here, and we'll hold it. So squeezing your glutes. Hold, but keep breathing. And then on your next exhale, slowly lower your hips back down. We're going to do that 2 more times. Inhale, bring your hips up, squeeze your glutes, continue breathing, pressing your arms into your mat. Then on your next exhale, slowly come back down. Last time. Inhale, hips come up, squeeze your glutes, keep breathing here. On your next exhale, slowly come back down. Then bring your knees to your chest. Give them a little hug. And then we'll bring our legs back down, keeping them bent, our feet flat on the floor. Now we'll do a little opener for our hips. So let's bring our left ankle to our right knee, making sure we keep our right knee flared out. Maybe you stay here. If you want to go a little further, grabbing hold of your right thigh and bringing your legs towards your chest in the amount that feels good, but making sure you keep your low back on the ground. Keeping our feet flexed and our left knee flared out. Keep breathing here. And then on your next exhale, slowly bring your legs back down. And then unwind your left leg from your right. We'll just pause here, feeling the difference between our hips. Then on your next inhale, bring your right ankle to your left knee. Again, maybe you just stay here, keeping your right knee flared out. If you want to go a little further, you can grab on to your left leg. And then as you exhale, bringing your legs towards your chest in the amount that feels good. Keeping your feet flexed, keeping your lower back on your mat. Continue breathing here. And on your next exhale, slowly release your legs back down. Unwind your leg. And then whatever way is more comfortable for you, you can rock up, or maybe you roll over to your side and slowly come up to a seated position. Sitting up nice and tall. We will do a forward fold here. It's called head to knee. So we're gonna inhale, bring our right leg, our left leg up, and then place our foot inside of our right thigh, making sure you're sitting on your sit bones. Inhale, we'll bring our arms up, and then exhale, we're gonna hinging from our hips, folding over our right leg, just bringing our hands down on either side of our leg, making sure we're keeping our spine nice and long here. Continue breathing here. Then on your next inhale, slowly walking your hands all the way up. And then slowly bringing your left leg back up, and then bringing your foot back down to meet your other leg. We'll pause for a moment, and then we'll repeat on the other side. So bending your right leg, bringing your right foot to the inside of your left thigh. Again, sitting up nice and tall, sitting on our sit bones. Inhale, we'll bring our arms up. Exhale, we're folding over our left leg this time, bringing our hands to either side of our leg, keeping our spine nice and elongated. Continue breathing here in this forward fold. And on your next inhale, slowly walking your hands back up. And then bringing your leg and slowly moving it, extending it back out. Now we'll come to cobbler pose. So we're going to bend our knees and then bringing the soles of our feet together. And making sure you're sitting on your sit bones, you're sitting up nice and tall. Now adjust yourself accordingly here. You can have your feet further away from your body if that gives you more space. You can bring your feet in a little bit more if that's in your working for you too. We're going to open our feet up like a book. So instead of keeping your feet close together, open them up like you're looking at a book. And then inhale, lift up. And then as you exhale, just hinge forward, hinging from your hips. And walk your hands out a little bit here. And then maybe you can walk your hands a little bit further coming forward. Again, we're keeping our spine nice and elongated. We're not rounding or hunching down, just keeping it nice and long, keeping our shoulders back. Just taking a couple more breaths here. And then on your next inhale, slowly walking yourself back upright. And then slowly bringing your knees to meet each other and then extending your legs out in front of you. Now we'll come to a seated twist. So we'll start with our left leg. Bend your left leg, bring your knee towards your chest. And then bring your foot on the outside of your right leg. Sitting up nice and tall, we're going to bring our left hand behind us. And then wrapping our right arm around our knee. As you exhale, we're going to rotate our body towards the left. Only going as far as feels good for you in your twist. As you exhale, you can bring your gaze, look over your left shoulder, looking behind you. Take a few more breaths here. And then on your next exhale, slowly unwind. Coming out of your twist, slowly bring your leg and extending it back out. And then coming to the other side. So inhale, bringing your right leg this time, bending your knee. And then bringing your right foot to the outside of your left leg. Inhale, lifts us up. Exhale, bringing your right arm behind you for support. Hugging your right leg with your left arm. And then as you exhale, rotating your body to your left. Maybe you turn your head to look over your right shoulder. And then slowly on your next exhale, unwinding. Let each your leg come back down. Now we'll come to a forward fold. So keeping your legs extended out in front of you, your toes are flexed, so your toes are pointed up toward the sky. Inhale, arms come up, and exhale, hinging from your hips, letting your arms come to either side of your legs and folding over your legs. Again, keeping your spine nice and elongated. Take a couple more breaths here in our forward fold. And then just let your legs flop and yourself just flop forward, just relaxing. And then slowly stretching out, coming all the way down onto your back. Coming into your Shavasana, completely relaxing. Having your palms face up, making sure your shoulders are away from your ears, and letting your body completely relax. You can keep your eyes open or closed. You notice I am sitting up, but stay laying down for just a few more moments here. I'm just sitting up to hold the space here for you. And just know that I'm going to come and get you when it is time. I'm going to go quiet for just a moment, but just know I'm still here. Start by taking a deeper breath in, and then slowly, not making any sudden moves, wiggling your toes and your fingers. Maybe you take a nice overhead stretch, bringing your arms up overhead, and then rolling over to your right side slowly. Using your hands for support. Coming up to a seated position. Bringing our hands to the center of our chest, softening your gaze or just closing your eyes, coming back to your intention for your practice today. Thank you for your practice. Thank you for your time today. Thank you for sharing your time with me today. Namaste. Have a great day, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'll see you next time. Bye.